Strife can count us down, I guess.
Sure. I'm waiting for your. You're the one to tell me how.
I believe we are live. Yeah, we are live.
Are we?
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm Akarion, and with me is my colleague MakkerDon.
Hi.
And we're gonna be running this very mediocre FPS called Brink. So, yeah, we'll start off with the first mission, which is hostage rescue. Password is same as always, and timer starts once this loading is over. There you go. So if you'd like to join me, join the
What's the
server.
password?
Same as always.
All right. Let me just refresh the page because I don't see anything right now.
Alright, while you're joining, I'll start doing the first objective, which this game has some interesting lore that I'll hope to explain while the run goes on, but right now we just have to explode a door. This is a class-based shooter. There's 4 classes. There's soldier, medic, engineer, and what's the last one? Operative, which is like the spy from TF2. And the AI is not very intelligent. As you can see, the enemy AI is not even bothering to do the objective, and which is very good for us. But we can't really rely on our teammates' AI, which is why this game is much better during co-op runs.
I just made it in. I was stuck in spectator.
Alright, well, good to have you here. Finally, no more of this AI. If you wanna switch to medic, probably would be the best.
Me?
So, yeah, that's the first objective done.
See how long I was stuck in. I wasn't even there yet.
Yeah, this game isn't very well made, but so now that we've blown up that door, we release this hostage, and we have to defend him for while he slowly makes his way to a different area. So while that's going on, I'll explain some of the backstory to this game. Basically, it's set in the future, and global warming has happened. And, well, because of that, while the sea was slowly rising, people were building this thing called the Ark, which is this floating city, basically. And this is where it takes place. You have the resistance, which is the poor people who don't like being treated like slaves by the upper class people, who are the security. And that is the faction we're playing as right now. Since this game has both campaigns, it has the security and resistance campaigns, but all the missions there's only 8 missions, and each faction has 8 missions, so the missions are just repeated for each faction as attack defense missions. And we'll be participating in 2 defense missions and 4 attack missions. And you might notice that 2 are missed out because there are these missions called what-if scenarios, where basically it's sort of scenarios that could have happened but didn't, and we don't count those in this category. The only time those are ran are in individual levels and all missions. So that's the basic of the game. There's a multiple objective, and some objectives can only be accomplished by certain classes. The soldier can plant bombs, the medic can heal hostages, and the engineer can destroy or build certain things, such as destroy the door to a safe using his blowtorch, or just construct barricades and MG turrets. And the operative can hack certain terminals that are needed. And each class has their own little gimmick. The operative can disguise as enemies, dead enemies. The soldier can give other people ammo, the medic can give other people health, and the engineer can give other people weapon boosts, so you have more damage. And the enemy eye is being, well, itself, because it just abandons the objective. The speedrun is very dependent on the enemy AI and whether it'll attack you while you're doing the objectives.
Now, but also if your teammates bots actually help you out or not.
Yeah, many runs have lived or died depending on the bots.
Excellent work, men. We freed the hostage and secured.
But with multiple people, this is actually a pretty fun game just to play around with a bit.
Yep. Alone it's kind of a nightmare, but with friends it's more bearable.
Definitely.
So yeah, now that the mission is over, because of course the aim of the game is to have fun, we have to wait like 35 seconds in between missions while we see our level up. Of course, the other players, not excluding the host, can leave the game and add skills, but usually you might do this once you've amassed 2 or 3 instead of after just 1. So because when they join back, they'll be stuck inside spectator view for a few seconds, like MakkerDon was for the first mission. And now the next mission will be inside a terminal, where we will be attempting to steal some plans. And of course we have to wait 10 seconds for people to join. And here we want to switch to operative, because we're going to be hacking a computer to open a glass door. Because, of course, you can't just smash through glass doors, can you? The enemy spawn is up there. Well, as you can see, well, the AI just focused on the objective instead of its own life. So, and it died. The AI has very specific priorities, and once you learn them, you can begin to exploit the AI. Oh no. I think people are drilling holes inside my walls. Very sorry about that.
And I'm just staying on the ground here. Kind of see if I can... Because then the enemies don't prioritize somebody who's just lying on the ground. So just stay like that for as long as possible. They eventually do notice you lying there, but...
Takes a while, since they're quite dumb. Oh no. As you can see there, the enemy was trying to destroy the hack box. So engineers can also destroy hack boxes that operatives plant. Alright. I'll protect you and you can hack. You have to prioritize your life and objective. Alright, looks like there's a lull in the enemy wave. Alright. As you can see, the enemy rushed in and no one was shooting for a good 5 seconds. And we got through the door. As you can see, that glass door was impenetrable without hacking. And now... Oh, go on.
You can also imagine that if we would have a whole team of human players instead of bots, and we'd all start hacking immediately, this mission would have been over almost immediately. Continue your...
so now we switch to engineer, since we're gonna be cutting open a safe with our blowtorches. And the more bots you have cutting the safe can really speed up the process. Because the more people you have doing an objective, the faster it goes. So you see we have a bot here. Oh, there's enemies here, I think. Yep. And now we have 2 bots, and if this was a solo run, this would really be... Well, even now it's an amazing run, because there's 2 bots cutting this thing instead of just 1 or even just me alone. And you want to stand in a very specific place so the bots don't get the thing that drops out of the safe, because otherwise they're really slow with it. So now we have to go get this somewhere, to a terminal, and get the hell out of here. So yeah, the weapons we use, well, it's based on preference, but the 2 main primary weapons that someone could use that are most viable is the Houston AR, which I'm using, and the Mossington shotgun. The shotgun can deal lots of damage, like just one-shot enemies, while this rifle has more range and it still has high damage.
Outstanding! Now we can stop whatever Brink plotted and capture the bastard before he tries anything else.
So yeah, that's the second mission. Now we're gonna go into the third one. Which is gonna be Container City, which is basically the slums of this floating island. It's where all the resistance people live, in their dirty little containers. And we're gonna be escorting a bot through the place, because the resistance have a so-called virus that they plan to infect the entire thing, the entire floating island with, because that's a realistic goal. But if you play the resistance side of the mission, it says it's a cure for a disease. So there is some interesting story where you're playing from both sides and you see what each side actually believes and thinks, and you never really figure out which side is the propaganda, which one is giving out the propaganda.
Probably both.
Probably. Everyone wants to further their own goals in life. So here we're gonna have to blow up this gate. And while that's going on, we usually hope that bots push the cart. The little thing there. But with players, it's much better because you can actually rely on them.
Well, there are 2 bots pushing, so...
Yeah. Alright, I'll go switch class while you make sure the bomb gets exploded. So the next objective we know requires an engineer, so we preemptively switch to engineer usually. If you want to go switch to engineer at the command post, I'll make sure the card gets pushed.
Sure.
The biggest side objective in this game are these things called command posts, and the commentators love to always shout at you to go get the command post. Oh, I got downed. But there's some medics right here. So yeah, the thing's still getting pushed, which is nice.
Can you throw a grenade again?
G. So yeah, now that we're an engineer, well, again, you can plant mines as engineers, and once you level up your skills a bit, you can also plant turrets. If you wanna head up to the crane.
I'm already going there.
Nice. So yeah, the next objective is to repair a crane. So MakkerDon will already be there to repair it. and I'll go join him to repair it faster. And the enemies, the AI is so dumb it can't even get up here most of the time. I think I've seen, in my entire lifetime, I've seen one AI get up to here out of hundreds. So now we can just do anything while this happens. But usually you just end up killing the enemy bots and stopping them from constructing a barricade that will slow us down later. Because they can't stop the crane at all. Oh. This game also has a limited parkour system, but it's not really interesting since it's mostly about just holding shift and looking at walls. Alright, there's a medic coming my way, I think. Yeah. Alright, I'm up. I'll go push the thing if you wanna keep holding them back there.
I'll keep them busy here in the hole.
Cool. So yeah. The amount of objectives in this game is basically, I think the motto for this game is reuse and recycle, because there's about 4 different types of objectives and they're just reused constantly throughout the game. And they're not really that interesting, and they're just ripped off of other games. Just push the cart, capture the flag, stuff like that. Kill all the people. And it's a shame because this game had some it looked really interesting in development, but then it just ended up being mediocre as hell. Still decent, but ooh, watch out. There's a few shooting at us from the side. I'll place a mine here. I think there's one beside the barricade. Ooh, I'm down. Alright, back up.
Oh.
Oh, are you alright?
Yeah. It's just put in a place that you wouldn't expect them normally.
Alright, I got the bio weapon.
This tunnel should be open.
Yeah, it is. And now there's a helicopter waiting for us. Oh. Yeah, the only glitch in this game that we found so far is if you're falling off a great distance and you pull yourself up a ledge, or not a ledge but a fence that doesn't have anything on the other side, you'll actually be launched at a great speed. So far we haven't really found much places where that can be used. Except there, when you jump off the thing, the containers down. So yeah, as you can see, the human players, because they actually have some amount of intelligence, always get more XP than the AI. Do you want to leave after next match and upgrade some skills? MakkerDon?
No, that's fine.
Alright.
I don't mind being level 1.
So yeah, each class has its own unique level up skills. For example, the highest tier medic skill is a grenade that creates a little area of healing. Soldiers, I think soldiers get a better grenade. Engineers get turrets. In this mission, it actually doesn't matter which class you choose because you'll just be defending. This is a 7-minute defense mission.
But being engineer, you can at least place mines.
Yeah, stop the
Helping
enemy.
out. Goodness. Kinda stupid of me.
Did you get knocked down?
No, I just ran in there with the wrong finger on the wrong button, so I wasn't throwing a grenade.
Damn. Yeah, these defense missions are really easy, and you can just shut the enemy down at their spawn. After just a few minutes, a minute or two. So yeah, as I was saying, there's the engineer gets turrets and better and more mines. The operative gets some gets a special grenade, which can be used to lock down a small area. It lays spikes over the ground. Yeah, there's just some general stat upgrades too. Some interesting ideas sprinkled throughout, but nothing amazing.
No.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just got knocked.
You don't have ammo after a while.
Yeah, you gotta rely on your enemies, your friendly soldier to give you ammo, like this guy just gave me. Usually if you're low on ammo, the AI will help you. But, of course, depends if they're still alive. So in this mission, you really want to focus on killing soldiers, since they're the ones that can plant the bomb. So if you know you're not gonna survive against the onslaught of enemies, you want to make sure you just shoot the soldiers to slow them down while the AI and your teammates come to help out. Since this game operates on a wave system where people respawn in waves, you can spot the redeployment wave if you press escape, so you know how long is left. And when you're down on the ground, it'll also tell you when the next redeployment wave is. There's not much more to say about this mission, at least for security. The resistance side of this mission is much more interesting. You have to break through this gate and then go to hack a safe open, because that's how you open saves.
It's an electronic safe, man.
You'd at least just use some explosives.
No.
Oh.
Ah, there's one close by.
Alright. And then once you open that safe, it gives you a key code that you use to open a cell where the resistance pilot is. Since the whole resistance thing is the security and everyone else is saying that there's no one out there, that the Ark is the only last remaining part of humanity, but the resistance believe they're lying and want to get the plane and fly away, so they have to assemble a bunch of people. So yeah, in this mission the resistance will go and try and get their pilot back from us. And another sort of two-sided point is, while the security says that they're holding the pilot in the infirmary for his own good, the resistance said he's being held for torture. So there's more propaganda from both sides that you don't know which one is the truth.
Give me some ammo. I don't have anything, and they're not giving
Nothing.
me nothing. I'm standing right next to a soldier the whole bloody time.
Yeah, the AI has sort of a priority list where it will prioritize certain things over others. So I'm pretty sure that objectives are prioritized over killing enemies, and killing enemies is prioritized over giving your teammates ammo and health. But a medic will prioritize healing you overkilling enemies, which can be kind of problematic, since they'll die while trying to get to you. Like, yeah. Let's just say the bots didn't go to school very much, since they're not very intelligent.
Well, intelligence doesn't have anything to do with how if you went to school or not.
Yeah. Well, someone didn't program them very well.
That person probably didn't go to school very much.
Yeah. Oh, are you just laying on the... Oh no, you're just crouching. Thought you were knocked down. Oh.
No, I was just crouching.
Oh, see, now I'm all out of ammo.
I'll just stick with a reinforcement wave.
Well, hopefully my teammate can give me some ammo. Thank you very much, she actually did. Nice.
That medic almost made it to me.
Almost. Place the landmines so they don't get past. The only people who can see enemy landmines is actually operatives, and they can spot them for the team, but only engineers can actually remove them safely. Or you could just shoot it, you know? So yeah, team play is kind of encouraged in this game. You get points for everything you do, instead of just for kills and stuff. And that's the mission over. 7 minutes of nothing. But that isn't the end, because there's still a mission at the end where it's 10 minutes of defense, so the only 2 defense missions in the game. And now comes perhaps the toughest mission that we're gonna get. It's called Early Launch, but we're not really worried about the first part. That one's simple enough, but the second part is hell. Since
we're both gonna go soldier in the second part, right?
Yeah, because actually you have to rely on the AI in the second part, because if you try and hack the objective, your AI won't defend you. And since you're so close to the enemy spawn, you'll just be swarmed every time. So you have to take matters into your own hands.
Just hope that they choose enough operatives to get the job done quickly enough.
Yeah.
But because the AI does focus on the objectives, the ones that do eventually end up as operatives will go to the objective.
Yeah. For the first part, though, we stay as engineers. Because we have to repair another crane, just like we did in this third mission.
We need to be engineer, right?
Well, one of us needs to engineer at least, and I'm pretty sure there'll be an AI one, hopefully.
I took engineer.
So you want to take out the enemies and not die. And then when they're all killed, you want to just lock them down. Alright, I'll start repairing. What class are you?
I'm the same as you, man.
Alright, I'll try and give you a buff while I keep repairing the crane. So yeah, we need the crane to open that gate to get to the next part of the level. And there's the wave of enemies. I'll help you clear them out. But you really want to prioritize medics normally, because they'll just keep reviving everyone else. But they'll also prioritize on actually healing other medics. So it just becomes a loop of them healing each other forever. Alright, next wave is underway, so we got about 10 seconds of peace. So yeah, mostly the speedrun revolves around managing enemies and the objective. Are you alright?
Yeah, there must just be a medic somewhere.
Oh, the enemy is taking a command post. Oh no.
Big whoop.
Oh, yeah, that's the name of one of our guys, right? And that's the first objective. Now we're gonna switch to soldier. To defend our good old friends, the bots. Are you gonna go left or right?
Well, it's easier to go the same path.
Yeah. We only have one operative though, so
Well, but they'll change later on.
yeah. Hopefully he stays alive.
That's up to us. One of the grenade.
Oh, I think we got lucky because we didn't get enough I didn't get enough experience points that I leveled up to level 5, which is when I get the heavy body type, and when I get skills and stuff like that, the bots also get it since it's based entirely on the host. Oh, I think our operative just went down, but our medic healed him. Alright.
We just need to keep pushing these waves.
The operative is hacking. He just got held. He's staying inside, so if you want to watch here. Oh, I'm getting shot. Oh no, he went back outside because safety. Alright, this operative is running around everywhere. It's really annoying. And he stops hacking once he sees any sort of threat, like a grenade even within a mile of him. So you want to make sure that the enemies are cut off far away, like at their choke points. I think... Watch the top, because in this area they can come from the top, or the sides. I'll just refill my ammo real quick. The bot is actually making good progress, even though there's only one. Ooh. Ouch, I'm nearly dead. How are you doing?
I was just reloading.
Cool. Oh, one of the bots got through and nearly killed our operative. Stopped him in time now. So yeah, the resistance want to launch a missile at the tower for some reason to show the security that they're serious. And we're here to stop that. Even though the missiles, well, I won't spoil it, but you'll see at the ending cutscene what happens. And that's it. So yeah.
If you do this solo, this is such a hell of a task.
Yes, this mission kills runs.
Everything else is doable, but this one can be such a major drag.
Yeah. So yeah, the missile still got launched, but self-destruct got activated. But it still hit a chopper that was flying around in the pad of the missile for some reason.
Mission completed.
So now we're on the last mission. So since the Resistance boys didn't get to blow up the tower where a bunch of people live, they're now gonna try and blow up the nuclear reactor that powers the entire city. As you do. So now we're gonna stop them for 10 minutes. You can see me getting all these skills, which I'm not gonna use. a thing in this game is you have to consider risk versus reward, because the higher your character level is, the tougher enemies you'll encounter. And because of that, you want to consider, do you want a higher level character with more skills but tougher enemies, or do you want a level 1 character with less skills and easier enemies? Most people who speedrun this game choose the level 1 character, since the enemy AI gets a bit unfair, as in they have aimbot after a few levels. So yeah, since there was nothing else interesting to do, the devs just made a defense mission that lasts 10 minutes. It's this side of usually defense missions are funner when they're played on the attacker side. So one of the resistance missions is this, but reversed, where we're trying to attack these things. This mission usually goes as you try and turn off one of these things to go through these fans to the reactor and blow it up. So yeah, usually one of us stays on one side and one the other, but the bots always stay on this side, so just always go to that side. And as you can see, here's a turret from one of the bots who actually has leveled up skills. Quite incredible, I know. Next gen technology, guys.
Bethesda, guys.
Yeah, this game was published by Bethesda.
Wasn't it also made by Bethesda Studios in part?
I'm not sure if it was made in part, but I know Splash Damage made it mostly.
Okay.
It was just published. Yeah.
Alright. I really had the feeling like it was also co-created.
So yeah, the leader of the resistance is a guy called Brother Chen, and he actually worked on the Ark. Some more lore here. And his brother got killed while pouring this futuristic substance called Ark Coral, which is basically metal infused with coral that's super strong, and the entire Ark is made of it. And his brother fell into basically a hole where where it was being poured, and that's why he hates the security. Oh, I'm down. Watch out. I think I'll have to...
Got Barksdale here, so we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, he's alternating between wanting to help me and not wanting to help me. Yeah, he's just leaving me to die. I don't think he has enough supplies to heal me, so I'll just respawn. There's a mechanic in this game called supplies in the bottom left, above the mouse button 3. Square, where certain actions use up supplies, such as giving people ammo or buffing their gun uses 1 bit of the supply bar, and throwing a grenade uses 1 bit, throwing a Molotov uses 1 bit. And you can level up skills that give you more supply points, and capturing supply command posts also gives you a point of supply.
Dear soldier, can you give me some ammo?
Yeah, there you go.
Thank
See,
you very much.
one of our bots just got a supply command boost, so the supply meter was boosted by 1. That's another thing with the bots. They concentrate on the side objectives when the side objectives don't really help that much. For example, you could be losing the match because you just can't push the objective and your bots are off to the side capturing a command post. If you could somehow command the bots, that would really help out. there's actually some DLC for this game, which gives 2 missions. Ooh, I got knocked down. Gives you 2 missions and a couple of extra attachments for like €2. I wouldn't say it's worth it if you're ever planning on playing this game casually. I would actually just recommend that unless you have friends willing to play this game with you, just don't play it.
What, Brink?
Yeah, unless you have friends, don't play it.
It was free on Steam.
Yeah, it's free.
So we all got it. So that's not really a barrier to entry.
Yeah. So if you and your friends want to have some fun, then just...
Or maybe get on the leaderboards on speedrun.com.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Great speed game.
If you want to get 8 friends, and just destroy the leaderboards, that would be quite nice. Have some new blood in the community. Since we did some runs for fun, no one's been active. It's a very dead game, as you'd say.
Well, for fun, we FDA out of that leaderboard.
Yeah, we did. We lowered the times. Some of us beat some world records. It was a fun experience. Here's a recommendation for all you speedrunners out there. If you're stuck for a speed game, just get some friends together, set out a week, and see who can do a little contest to see who can get the best time in a certain game.
In Brink.
Yeah, you can always start with Brink since it's free. Excluding the campaigns, there's also some challenges in this game. There's a parkour challenge, there's an objective challenge, there's a push the cart challenge. Nothing too exceptional. Just a few little side activities. But the challenges are the only way to get attachments for your guns, and the only way to actually get certain guns. So before you start speedrunning, you want to complete at least the challenges. And challenges have 3 levels of difficulty, ranging from 1 to 3 stars. But only the 1st and 2nd star actually give you attachments and guns.
You have us only open up a leaderboard. High score gold. Can you give me some ammo? I'm behind you.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, they planted. Do you want to cut the thing off? So yeah, this run's nearly over.
53 seconds.
Yeah. If there's a hack box planted, the game goes into overtime, which isn't preferable, since that's just wasting time. Since these missions, the defense missions are so easy usually that if you lose any time on them, it's kind of awful. So if you wanna concentrate on the hack boxes, see if they're planting at all.
Nope.
Oh, there's a force of them here. Go to the other one, because I think they planted. Did you take it off?
Down. Yeah.
Okay, and when the screen fades, that's it. That's the security co-op any percent of Brink.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you all very much all for watching, and maybe you can even give this game a try at some point. We'll watch the final
forces have triumphed,
campaign.
and Chen's resistance movement is defeated. Well, for now. Captain Macarena knows the guests will avenge
Good luck
their
with the
martyrs.
marathon, everyone.
Well, for what it's worth.
Yeah, that's it.
And hope you enjoy.